it's not Ganon's Tower is if it's pedestal. So chat will be happy either way.
Yep, and it looks like our runners are off.
Yep, so as Kovac said earlier, we are dealing with the standard opening. Uncle will give us a sword here. That's what the Uncle holding a sword in graphic box indicates. So for the next 6 minutes, it'll be pretty normal, except the items that we'll find along the way. One of them will be the Hyrule Castle small key, as it normally is. But the others will all be randomized and will all be keys, or big keys possibly. We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah, the only real source of randomness we'll see here in the beginning between our runners will be who gets bombs and who doesn't, and who farms where, and that's basically it for the next 6 minutes. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of an execution showcase for us.
Yeah, right up the tree with a big key to pod, so very nice early find. The pod big key. You needed, obviously, you needed to reach the boss, so you need it for the big chest.
Yeah, pod big key is a really nice one to find because a lot of the times you find yourself having to double dip in, especially in pod in key sanities. So one of the painful things is having to leave that big chest behind when you go and hammer jump into the dark maze. So our runners won't have to worry about that today.
Yeah, one aspect of key sanity that you'll see a lot more in key sanity as opposed to a regular randomizer is the execution of the hammer jump. Which is obviously an NMG strat, as we find bombos here in the map chest. It's an NMG strat, but it's very useful in key sanity because you can save a key from not having to open the door into the dark maze. Saving those small keys, logic breaking, could be a really nice thing. Like if Bod ends up being a pendant dungeon, and the last small key logically to beat it is Ganon's Tower, you can skip that altogether. There's that small key that we knew was going to be somewhere along the way. That will be found in pretty much every randomizer that's standard.
Looks like both runners are giving us the classic 8/ variety, the ball and chain guard.
Ooh, a hammer.
Yeah, really nice. Definitely is one of those items required for the Dark World, and very nice weapon early on, especially when we're just on Fighter Sword.
Yeah, the hammer unlocks more things than any other item in the game. It unlocks the ability to beat, I think, like 5 dungeons, all in the Dark World. Combine that with in order to get full Death Mountain access, a lot of things that hammer will do for you.
Yeah, absolutely, and no luck quite yet on those bomb drops. We'll have to see. The hammer could make it a little bit easier to kill these guards, but you would have to menu to it. So just selecting to have pot strats and get a bomb there for our goal. See if Thalane gets the same drop.
Yes,
and he does.
Yep. The drops in randomizer, like they're all randomized, but they will be consistent throughout both runners. So that bomb drop, if you kill the right amount of enemies, and at that point, it will always be a bomb in this particular instance.
Yeah, the one thing about hard mode is normally the enemies drop an item from the prize pack in like 50% of the time, but I believe that's actually reduced in hard mode. I'm not sure exactly what the percentage is, but sometimes it can make farming and escape a little bit harder. But luckily for our runners today, they both got a bomb, and actually 2 now for our...
There's another bomb in the rope room. Thalane didn't bother with those.
Yeah, it looks like Thalane said, "I got one bomb. That's enough. We'll figure out everything else after we get out of here."
Yeah, with those 50 rupees, he might team even buy bombs when he's Kakariko if he doesn't find any more along the way. Fire ball, which is pretty useless. Compasses, for the most part, are useless, especially for these runners. That big 20, which in hard mode you'll see a lot more big 5s along the way, along with the big 20s, because all the hard containers that you would normally find in normal mode have been replaced by 5.
Yeah, all we really got in the back of Escape there was some peace of mind. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for Kakariko or South Shore to get something better.
Lane with a solid 6-minute escape. Argel only a few seconds behind, so very good execution for both of our runners here. And they get the Pegasus boots. Look at that.
Yeah, really nice find early on, especially having the sword already. This just makes the early travel, early navigation, early combat even a lot easier.
For these runners that are about to sit down through a seed that's probably going to be at least 2 hours, this is a very nice find for them. Get a little bit faster. Find the map of Hera here. The map's what they do in Key Sanity. If you're new to watching Key Sanity or Randomizer in general, hey, what's up? Is that they will tell you if the dungeon is a crystal or a pendant. And as you see on Argel's side, I actually didn't see exactly what it was, but he checked it off.
Yeah, and the one thing we can actually use the boost for early, I don't know if either of our runners will do it, but if they don't get bombs before Kakariko, there is a bonk rock over to the west of the Fortune Teller that you can get a free bomb out of. So they could get a bomb or two out of that.
All right, so we saw on the ledge for the lumberjack that there's a small key on that ledge. That small key can be any of those small keys, and we don't know if we're going to need it or not. Most small keys in Logic are needed, but if that's, say, a Meyer key or a Skullwoods key, it's definitely not needed. If it's an Ice Palace key or a Pod key, it'll most likely not be needed. It'll only be 100% required if it's a Swamp key. So interesting, the lane, after visiting the drop down, he saved and quit. Oh, because of the guy with my bombs. I see. This is a good strategy. Or at least try to farm him from south of Haunted Grove here.
Yeah, it does set you up nicely to get that bomb shop, and you might be able to grab a bomb here if you need to. Having the boots, though, normally you might farm here to get the race game, but he actually doesn't need to because you can just bonk that right open.
Whenever you see a hole that's a cracked hole, you can normally bomb. If it's actually has a circle around it, like it's extra loose, you can bonk into it instead to open it, not use a bomb. There are bombs on the race game, but the lane will not be picking them. Just a piece of hard library. We see the flippers down in Blind's hut. We see a small key to pods. There's the first of 6, and our Moon Pearl. So we are a Power Glove away from Dark World access already.
Yeah, this seems to happen a lot in Key Sandy based on the way the items are placed. You get items like that glove right there in the back of the tavern, and a lot of early access to Overworld.
So we now have Dark World access through the entire Dark World outside of Death Mountain with what we have.
This is always pretty fun to see how the runners handle this situation with so much overworld open, but so little of the dungeons. How they choose to sequence it, where they go in order, could end up making a big difference in the early game here.
Yeah, well, I can tell you one thing, that this game is screaming at these runners to go visit Pod because they just received their second small key for Pod. It's almost the Master Sword, so there's your slightly better offensive non-hammer weapon. Alright, so now our runner's going to be seeing the things that the others got, along with the map to desert, which we can use. Now we have two light world maps, so we can get some information here real quick. And it does look like that Hera was indeed a crystal. And Argel checked the map.
Yeah, the one important thing about the knowing what the crystals are in all dungeons, like, well, I have to do every dungeon anyway. Why does it matter? We mentioned it off the top, but there could be progression items for pendant dungeons in Ganon's tower, so you kind of have to know when you're like going to be going there.
Argel taking this piece of heart, which in hard mode, I actually do not blame him because there's not that many pieces of heart for you to grab.
Yeah, especially because he knows he'll be in the Dark World before too long, most likely. Not a bad pickup at all.
So to answer your question in chat, if which players picked this mode, well, this is game 3 between these runners, so game 3 is randomly picked, but they can veto 2 modes. I'm not sure which modes were vetoed for this race. It just happened to roll this exact. And it looks like both runners are going to head into the Dark World. Nope, thalane is going to do the typical route first. Argel is going to head into the Dark World first.
Yeah, and there are just so many item-dense locations right away. It's hard to say which one is better out of these two choices. They're probably both just going to end up doing both of these routes pretty early anyway.
So, Bow and Hype Cave from the Generous Guy. You got a shield, you got a big 20, you got 5, and you got big 20, and the Cane of Samaria hiding in the dam chest, and a small key being drained out. This is a small key for desert. Okay, so small key for desert opens up just the 2 items on the east side. So it's not required per se to beat the dungeon, but it's required by logic, and those 2 items can be pretty useful.
It looks like Argel immediately comes to the light world after that Hype Cave. Maybe thinking, hey, the seed wants me to go to pod, but I'm at 4 hearts and no lamp. Maybe I'll get some safeties here on South Shore first.
Big key for desert. Maybe this game wants to go to desert already with the map and the big key and the small key already. Oh, and there's a small key to swamp. And the blue mail. Blue mail, very nice. In hard mode, there are still 2 mail upgrades, but you can only get the blue one. The chest that would be a red one is transferred into a big 20. And the same goes for the sword. There are 4 swords in the game, but the 3rd one, once you get the 3rd one, the 4th one will turn into 20 points.
Checking out Ice Rod Cave and just getting 5 rupees out of that.
And thalane's gonna farm some rupees here. Gonna get to the 500 probably to go visit Zora.
Yeah, he's like right at that awkward level where, okay, I can farm 5 times and get Zora out of the way. So this is probably a good play. You don't really like to isolate early locations in Key Sanity, so it does take a little bit of time, but at least he'll be certain that he has the Zora item and doesn't have to return. The one thing that might end up hurting him here, though, is once he finds that bow in Hype Cave, he might really want to go to Palace of Darkness, and unless he gets some rupees here in the flipper checks, he will not have the money to do that.
Yeah, the game definitely looks like it's pushing towards Palace of Darkness, at least to the first couple of checks. With what we have already with 2 small keys, the big key and the bow. With those exact items, you can actually full clear House of Darkness as long as you A, know the dark rooms, and B, skip the vanilla big key chest and the harmless Helmway chest.
Yeah, they can definitely get 12 of the items. It would require going through the right side a couple times, but they could kill Helmasaur, get 12 items. Yeah, it really just depends on how they end up rounding it. And you know what? There's probably at least this one small Ketapod in there. There always seems to be.
Yeah, I've been noticing that a lot also, that there might be a small Ketapod hanging out in pod, in vanilla locations. Usually bow-locked also. Both runners get the map of Turtle Rock from the hobo. Argle had the water walk going, but messed it up by climbing onto the shallow water there. Big 20 on Hylia Island, so we will not come back for that. And now thalane is going to take this portal and head over to Waterfall Fairy Cave and to check Zora. And we see that crystal, red crystal over at Desert Palace, crystal 6. Small key to thieves. That's nice to find early because you do not want to have something in the big chest of thieves. It's the only thing that small key unlocks, and I have to come back for it later on if it's something important.
Just a piece of heart on the Zora ledge, even though very piece of heart, so I don't expect the runners to go get that.
And Argle is actually 7 rupees short of getting the Zora item, so he's probably going to have to farm some of these little Zoras here. And if you want to pay a premium on bombs, there you go. 3 bombs for 500 rupees. Don't think that will pass. Argle is actually going straight to Zora, and he's going to get the bad news here. He is a few rupees short.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough situation. He doesn't have a stun item with which to check the stun price, and in hard mode, that would only be the hook shot.
Yeah, so he has to start farming these Zoras and hope they drop big 5s or big 20s.
Yeah, we'll have to wonder how long he'll try and farm, and when will he actually just give up. Meanwhile, thalane gets his bow. It's actually kind of awkward with his 50 rupees right now. He does not have enough money for dig game. He could do the strat that has become popular in inverted mode in particular, which is farming from the archery game. Looks like instead he's coming up towards the pyramid.
He might just knock out Pyramid and Catfish while he's over here, and if he finds the rupees to enter pod here, he'll just do that after.
And Argle's still having a really tough time trying to find some rupees there.
We got 1. Big 20. There you go.
It looks like argelxd going to Village Valcast. Thalane working his way back down from Catfish.
Still doesn't have enough rupees, so interesting to see what happens here. I think he realized that and he's taking quits.
I think it was the realization that he didn't have enough rupees.
So both our runners have now had that realization.
Yeah, at least for thalane, he does have enough rupees for the chess game coming into Village of Outcast. Argel does not. Hopefully he can find another big 20 for himself somewhere in a chest or from a drop before he gets there. Argel making use of a nice strat where you skip this first chest if you're coming in here in Key Sanity without a small key, because once you open it, all those holes appear. Unfortunately, falling in the pit while you try to dash by, but the idea there is that you make that room a lot easier to travel through. thalane still sneaking by here on 3 hearts. I think that piece of heart he's about to pick up in here will actually put him up to 5 to the time with Argel, but man, coming into the Dark World for the first time with just those 3 hearts. And we find another small key, the Palace of Darkness here. All right, both of our runners finishing up their Skullwoods checks. Argel shows us a key there on the bumper ledge. thalane probably right behind. Unfortunately for Argel, he did not find any rupees or enough rupees in Skullwood, so he's still a little bit short for the chess game as of right now.
And something we missed out on, and we're trying to get everything fixed up on the mixer end of things. For technical difficulties, sorry about that, guys. But there is a big key on bumper ledge, so we will need that magic key to get to that big key. Unless, of course, it happens to be the swamp or the Skullwood's big key. Those are the only ones we do not need.
Yep, more than likely that will be required at some point. It looks like I was 1 piece of heart off in Skullwoods. Now thalane is up to the 5th heart. Our runners did find that small key to Thieves Town, but have not yet found the big key. So both of them will just be checking these first 4 chests, and we're getting an ether medallion.
Other than ether, nothing hanging out here in Thieves Town.
Argel is still 1 rupee short for chess game. There are a couple 5 rupee pots in here. I don't know if he knows where they are, though. There's also a few bushes out here where you can slash and try to get a single rupee, but again, you have to know which ones to go for.
Both our runners heading down. Looks like thalane is going to do archer game because he's just a few rupees short here of getting digging game. So just head on here, get these quick rupees, and on your.
Thalane demonstrating the setup really well. You stand right next to the guy, you fire right when it's in the middle of the second curtain there. Couldn't be any easier.
Yeah, it's a very easy setup to do. As long as you focus on the spot at hand, it is pretty free. And there's more money for you. The Rupee game prize was one of those 5 rupees. You see the one that's not shining. That's the prize. Green pen and Eastern. Is this even random? There's some money and the Titan's mitts for Argel in the back of Sahajul's hut.
Yeah, so our runners were poking around the dark world and just sitting there right in the light world, those Titan's mitts. So really nice find there. We'll have to see if thalane goes to the light world in the Eastern Palace area next, or if he wanted to go to pod before. He could opt to do that.
Yeah, with the lampless strats, I know thalane knows how to do lampless strats. Can head over to pod and take care of the entire dungeon minus 2 chests with just the 2 keys that he has. Actually, I think I have 3 keys now, right?
Yeah, they did pick up another one in Skull Woods, so they do have 3 keys.
So if they find 1 key in pod and can navigate their way without fire rod or lamp, they can full clear pod right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Argel went to the Dark World and once again got rejected by his rupee count. He's had to modify his route several times now, just being a little bit short on rupees, and it's really adding up at this point. Looks like thalane is going there to Eastern.
Well, with Eastern, you can do everything but the big chest and Armos without that big key.
Yeah, and since we have confirmation that it's a pendant, there's no guarantee we're getting that big key anytime soon. So this seems like a pretty good play.
Plus, us randomizer runners are used to entering Eastern Palace, not having the items completed. Usually we're missing the bow, but here we're missing the big key.
Yeah, we got the Cane of Burna there in the first chest. As soon as we can get on Death Mountain, which we could with a sequence break right now, but as soon as we get there, that'll open up Spike Cave for them.
Yeah, Cane of Burna, not as useful in hard mode as it is in other modes. Its usefulness is only limited to Spike Cave and Laser Bridge. It'll still work. You just will take damage, and it doesn't deal damage.
About to see our first hint of the seed.
If you want to call that a hint.
I call that a controversial opinion myself.
You'll have to take that up with Christos. Argel is heading over towards Agina's cave. One little check all the way out here, but oh wait, no, never mind. Debated again. We're getting Rupee.
Yeah, this is a good place to farm rupees. He hasn't Hula Hand in this seed yet, which would probably be a little bit faster, but a lot of times if you don't Hula Hand right away, you might just forget that it's an option.
Well, here's the thing. The easiest Hula Hand setup requires you to have the flippers. I don't know if Argel knows the exact setup for the other Hula Hand setup. I know I don't, so it would be something I would put off for a little bit. A piece of heart on the desert ledge, so we won't have to come back for that. And we're going to go over to Agina's cave now. Thalane, meanwhile, did not find anything of relevance in Eastern, so I think it might be off the pod, perhaps. We'll see where he goes next.
Yeah, pod really seems like the play at this point.
Looks like Thalane might be heading into Ice Palace. We have Bamos and Titan's Mitts. We can full clear Ice Palace with what we got.
Yeah, I'll have to leave the big chest behind unless that big key is vanilla, but otherwise you can get 7 items and the dungeon completed. So also 3 hints, so not a bad play.
Ooh, did you see that? I think that said that the was that big key view was Bane or small key?
I think that was our big key hint, right at the Pyramid Fairy.
There you go, Pyramid Fairy for the Ganon Tower big key. So that was either your Ganon Tower big key hint or your Pyramid Fairy hint. They both exist in these games. Another small key to pod. Now Thalane can full clear pod with what he has.
Yeah, that's another really good reason to do Ice first here is that he was, a small key, or if he finds another small key, then he can do it even more easily. But yeah, just a little bit short from ideal. Go to Ice first. It makes a lot of sense.
One item that would definitely help him out with his pod plan right now is Mirror.
Yeah, Mirror definitely makes it faster, and heck, Lamp makes it faster too, although he doesn't need it.
Alright, another hint here. That's not a hint. Breezing through these rooms here. Hammer jump first, Ice Boss Bomb jump first try, and hammer dashing his way through these rooms in Ice Palace.
Yeah, really nicely executed there, and we do have Argel making that pod dip.
So he won't be able to full clear it. He'll have to, if he wants to defeat the boss, he'll have to leave an item behind. Alright, last hint here. And it is some bombs required hookshot. Well, that doesn't help us too much. Now, if only it said the hookshot requires some bombs, better story.
A little bit, but, at the same time, there's a lot of spots that require bombs.
We got a hint here in pod. A map is in the purple chest. I don't think we're going to need that.
Yeah, I would expect our runners to skip that, given this all dungeon seed, even though knowing the crystals is nice, not nice enough to do the purple chest.
So it's here in the Bulldog part of pop here. Yo, unique item. The single arrow.
Yeah, he got a single arrow and a single rupee on the right side of Ice Palace here. Not the most productive right side of Ice Palace we've ever seen. We have our first bottle over there in Palace of Darkness, however.
So that means Sick Kid might have something now. I believe we're about to enter the key locked part of Pod. I still don't know how the key logic works, so we'll see what happens. Yeah,
technically this section right here is locked by 3 small keys. So since they have 3, well, this chest is available. The 2 chests in the dark are obviously blocked by the lamp.
Yeah, that's not going to stop our goal, obviously. I'm not sure. Did the lane do iced tea room yet here? Oh, there's the big ice. Okay.
Okay, so that's interesting. When Argel comes to Ice Palace, he will be able to open that big chest. So a lot of what happens in this seed might depend on what item is in there.
Compass in the Zelda dungeon here in Bod. As long as he gets the last chest he can access in here before he has to take on Cold Stick. Ooh, there's a big key to Thieves. We can now full clear Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I'm not sure if that's even hookshot blocked or not. I think that might be hookshot blocked. I'm not sure how the logic works.
No, actually, Ice Tea Room is not hookshot locked. You can always get there without doing any hookshotting or bomb jumps or using any keys. It takes a long time to get there, but there is a keyless, hookshotless path there. Which means that you know, we could have some really terrible sequence where, in actuality, the lamp's in the back of Thieves Town, which means you're supposed to come in here and grab that key, go to Thieves Town, get the lamp, go to Pod, get the big key for Ice Palace, and then come back here and finish.
Yeah, sure. You got it.
Hey, I mean, you know, it seems likely. We haven't seen that lamp yet, just saying.
Yeah, we're not going to see in this dark maze either, as Arnold's making his way through dark maze. Thalane going to do a cold stare fight with Mrs. He's doing a really good job with dodging these eyeballs and these frozen drop. On the one heart, he has to be careful here. That one eyeball. He's gonna ride the top row because if you stay in the top row, you can never get hit by the falling ice. Oh, that was close.
That was so close.
This is insane. Got him. Wow, what a fight by Thalane. And gets a big key for Skullwoods. Okay. And we get a pendant from Ice Palace.
Alright, so then we know our pendants. Ice Palace, Turtle Rock, and Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I think did we find out what the other Pyramid Fairy Crystal is yet?
Yeah, it was Swamp Palace. Thalane checked his map, and he had that one. So yeah, we got our pendants crystals all figured out.
All right. So the question not is if. The question is how many Turtle Rock keys are in this tower.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big given. And what about that Ice Rod? Because now the Ice Rod is boy, where could that be?
believe Thalane will be heading right into Thieves Town at this point. He can finally finish the dungeon, full clear it, put it out of his misery.
Yeah, and since they didn't get those mitts before coming to Village of Outcasts the first time, afterwards he'll probably grab the smith and do the hammer pegs, I would imagine, especially since he knows he doesn't have to do purple chests. I believe he was the one that got that hint. Maybe that was our... Meanwhile, Argel is doing those checks in Eastern Palace. After this, his big play that he has left is he has a full clear of Ice Palace ahead of him. Might be opting to do this first just because, trying to get a little bit more safety. You saw on Thalane's side, Thalane's a very talented runner, and that Cold Stare fight was a close one, a nail biter.
Yeah, even the most seasoned runners are still not used to Mask of Sword Cold Stare. So look at that easy game of the what's that called? The Pixel Perfect dash. And there's your to confirm the big key of Evil's Bane is behind the big red bomb.
Yeah, we got a lot of hints there. Can't forget now.
God Pixel, that's what it's called. Thank you. You know, if I would ever get it, I would call it that, but I never get it. When I do get it, I get hit by the fire snake. That's besides the point. And we see a flute in the Thieves Town. So that Thieves Town big key that was in ice, I believe.
Thieves Town was in yes, ice.
Yeah, that was nice. So we gotta go to Ice Palace to get that Thieves Town big key to get that flute. If you want to be able, that might be our way to Turtle Rock up to Death Mountain and find a limb.
Yeah, we still don't have much access to Death Mountain, even though we're kind of far into this seed. We still need a mirror or a hook shot before we really open it up.
Yeah, the reason we saw two hints for the Ganon's Tower big key is because one was the Ganon's Tower big key hint, the other one was the Pyramid Fairy hint, which can be one of the hints that you want. The Ganon's Tower big key hint is always in Key Sanity. It's always going to be one of the hints in the pool.
Just having an explosive kid today, handing out his bomb collection to Argel.
And a second bottle sitting next to Blind in the prison cell. Thieves Town big key, I believe, was somewhere in ice. I'm not sure. Was it Cold Stare or was it the other one?
It was the Ice Tea chest.
The Ice Tea chest. The Cold Stare had dropped the other skull, but that's right. Probably going to do the scripted fight here for Blind.
And Argel was coming back over here doing the digging game, getting these checks he couldn't get earlier because of the lack of Rupee.
Yeah, unfortunately, going to see that one blue pop out. 20 rupees for Blind. This link gets crystal number 1, dungeon number 2 down.
Getting some really nice spin speed there off of those Thieves Town steps.
See both our runners with the hammer dashing through the hammer pegs here.
Yeah, sink all of a sudden.
And instead, Argel has a follower with him. He has a little froggy. And there are the silver arrows. Here in hard mode, they're not going to be useful until we get to the Ganon fight, but it's always nice to have. Now the Ganon fight is going to be pretty trivial. As long as they find a tempered sword, that is. If it is the Master Sword Ganon, it still might be a little tough.
And given how much they're probably going to have to search for those Turtle Rock keys and Castle Tower keys, I can't imagine them not finding a tempered sword, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Let's see, the blue boomerang from the blacksmiths. Unfortunately, the blue boomerang doesn't do much here. It doesn't stun enemies. It can still grab the items, so you might see it be utilized in like Ganon's Tower and such.
Yeah, I would expect thalane or our goal to use that in Ganon's Tower or Agate Tower. There are some nice boom strats to pick up the keys and hit switches, but outside of that, you're not going to see that very much.
And our goal is going to make the play into Ice Palace, it looks like. He might be running out of ideas and plans. This might be the only play at this point, because we might have to go into the Mire area or Death Mountain, that flute, in order to progress.
Yeah, from his side, having already dipped Pod, this might be his only play, I believe.
Now Arlo gets his information that the Ganon's Tower big key is in Pyramid Fairy.
Thalane dipping into the cave here to rescue the old man. No worries. Pretty easy dark room. One of the first ones a lot of runners learn.
Yeah, I think this is the last one I learned just because I always put it off because I didn't like breaking logic. But yeah, it is pretty easy.
The nice thing about it is once you have that flute, the old man saving quip points, pretty much the fastest one to come out of with full health. So you should probably expect to see that old man quite a few times from here on out.
There's your tempered sword if you want it. It's mirror blocked on top of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, our runners will get that at some point if they don't find the other one. You know, even if it's just on the way to Ganon's Tower or something.
And there's your cape, which we know unlocks a big key, so maybe this is the progression that we needed. He kind of the sanctuary. Yep, there's your boots hint, by the way. That's guaranteed.
Yeah. Thalane missing the bomb jump here. He's probably trying to go check Spike Cave.
Yeah, that seems logical. He's gonna take that out next. Argel, did he forget to kill? He forgot to kill the guy with the key. So, time to continue on now.
He took a little bit of a beating there coming into this room. It's, you know, he pretty much has to get this bomb jump here, and he nails it.
And the 2.5 hearts gotta be pretty careful here. You know, we still do not have a hook shot yet. So, Someone's gotta hurry up. Ah, he's gonna have enough time. Alright, let's see what's in the Spike Cave. We have nothing.
Yeah, not a lot of luck there. So
this is going to be a big check coming up here.
Yeah,
Argel's going to get to this Ice Palace big chest.
That's a great point. This item could be very important for the rest of the seed. On Thalane's side, he does have some options here. He can go to Pod, he hasn't been there yet, or he could go to the Mire area.
If those are the two main options he has at this point, let's see. Oh my, it's the book.
Man, it's hard to even know if that's required yet.
It at this point, with the ability to full clear desert for Argel at least, that might be what we need to get the mirror. If that's true,
Yeah.
Thalane's have to go into pod pretty soon and have to go back to get that book.
Yeah, they are missing a fire source for Landmo, but that book does unlock 5 items, so that's a little bit of a concern right now.
And the one medallion they don't have is what's needed for Misery Mire. Arl finally gets his Thieves Town big key, so now he can have access to that flute once he goes back there. And the lane is going to head over to pod now, and with 4 small keys, you gotta imagine he's going to full clear it.
Yeah, what's interesting is that there wasn't really anything in pod from the checks that we saw that will really open anything of substance up for Thalane. So he might actually get forced back to that big chest in Ice Palace before it becomes an issue. We can cross our fingers, because otherwise, who knows what could happen in this. And something that's happened a lot in the seed, one of our runners does not have enough money for something that they wanted to do. Thalane a little bit short for Palace of Darkness.
And the money situation is really both of these runners various points in this game.
Yeah, and I mentioned it before, but neither of our runners did the hula hand. It's still on the table. And Thalane did pick up the Skullwoods big key, so I think he's just getting that check out of the way.
Just bombs though.
Oh, and he does have this big key here on Bumper Ledge. Which I'm not sure which key it could be that would open anything up for him right now. I guess the Eastern could.
Just didn't want to die to one of those pterodactyls there.
Alright, so nice job by Argel clearing out Ice Palace, and with that book, he has that Desert Palace check open to him. But first, making his way to Thieves Town, just like Thalane did, makes a lot of sense, and he will end up getting his flute if he follows through with that.
That is the big key to Eastern. Okay. 2 more checks for Thalane to do.
Yep, the flute was in Thieves Town, so it looks like that is exactly where Argel is going. I don't think farming magic is going to work there because you drain magic so quickly with that cape in hard mode. Ah, yeah, he was farming blue rupees. Good call. And that Patrick Star was just blocking Argel from going into the Hellway.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. What happens to me when I go to Hellway? Get the right pixel and then get sniped by a fire snake.
Argel will get his second hint for the Ganstar big key here.
Yep. In case you didn't see the first time, there it is again.
So the interesting thing is that book does open up the front of desert, but that book is still locked by the lamp because we found the Ice Palace big key in a dark room. So there's got to be some other progression somewhere, and I'm starting to wonder what that is.
That is true.
I guess the Eastern Palace big chest?
Or Armos Knights, one of the two.
Oh, the Armos Knights are also lamp locked, so man.
It's true, okay.
Yeah, it might have to be the Eastern Palace big chest.
What if Eastern Palace big chest is the lamp?
It would make a whole lot of sense, really.
Let's think about what the logic wanted you to do then. It wanted you to go into Ice Palace to get the Eastern big key to go get the flute, to go get the cape on Death Mountain, to get the Eastern Palace big key on Bumper Ledge, to go back to Eastern. Oh.
Yep, sounds about right.
Welcome to Key Sanity. Yeah, in this matchup, thalane is sitting at 7-2. If he wins, he clinches a spot and clinches a tie, guaranteed of the 1 seed out of this group, L. Argel needs to win this and win out and have help if he wants to make top 32.
Yeah, but this is the last week, and Argel is still alive, so you know he still has a fighting chance, and that's all you can really ask for.
Thalane's about to get his logic broken. Ice Palace big key here, and probably silently curse at himself in German.
Argel will finish up these time with a nice blind fight.
And now accepts his hammer yump to save himself this last key and hopefully get to clear out the rest of his dungeon, get every item in.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss because you have to leave the super tile to reset the bridge.
And come all the way back. At least now this will be the more consistent setup that he knows. This will be coming from the bottom part. He is down to 2.5 hearts though, so he does have to be careful.
Yeah, the good news is he will want to Death Warp after he checks these chests. The bad news is he doesn't want to do the Death Warp until after he checks the chest.
Yeah, you don't want to Death Warp when you're already looking for a... You don't want to get sniped with a Dodongo right here, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does have the red potion he picked up in here. I'm sure he would rather save that, but at the same time, he'd probably use that if he gets down to 1 heart here. no problem. Gets through, gets the chest, and gets the Death Warp. And meanwhile, Argo is getting his cape.
But we know that will lead to the Eastern Palace Big Key. And his boots in, because why not?
Yeah, so Argo knows he has access to a big key now, but he might just end up going to Desert anyway. It is more items than the one big key that might not even open anything.
Well, he might take that book and go into the desert once he's done checking my area.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all for him to make the dip into Desert prior to Eastern. It would be really funny, though, if that Eastern Palace Big Chest had the lamp, because it would force him to have another dip to Desert Palace. And thalane going to the fun dark rooms, and I don't really mean that. These dark rooms are actually pretty tough. The turtles are... You can try to do the consistent NMG setup, but at the same time, they can get away from you pretty easily.
So Argo is going to go into Desert Palace. This is going to be a logic break for something. We're either skipping the lamp or the mirror at this point. Trying to make his way through this dark room here in the basement of Pod. This is probably the toughest dark room in the entire game, if you ask most top runners. As long as you don't have the fire rod. Because with fire rod, you can light torches, and it's pretty easy.
And he gets it down.
Got it done. Sort of hit some bombs or a rock, so yeah, that's not useful at all.
Man, and nothing really yet in Desert Palace. We still got 2 more checks, though.
That's all useless items. That bug net is really useless here in hard mode because you can't even catch fairies with it. You can use it to deflect Agnes beams. So if you want swag points, it's the only thing the bug net's good for. Thalane is in the Helmet Star fight and doing a pretty good job of it so far. Oh, down to half a heart. Has to be careful. I'm gonna use a potion. Use the red one, not the blue one. We must save that blue one. Speaking of blue potions, there's another one here in Desert. So Desert didn't have anything of too much relevance.
So I guess it has to be the Eastern Palace Big Chest.
There's still 2 more chests here in Pod. I don't think any of the Pod keys were lamp locked, so I don't know. But the thing is, both the 2 chests, there's 1 check left that is not blocked by 6 keys. That's the drop-down chest off of the vanilla big key chest, which is the one thing Thalane has not done.
Yep, and it looks like he's trying to get this fully cleared. So he will go through the right side and then get the last 2 locations with his last key.
Argo heading back to the Skullwoods big chest. We already know this is not going to pay off either. Argo's going to be on his way to get that Eastern Palace big key, and we will be probably heading back there. I think it's got to be the answer here, unless it's this drop down here in Pod. I don't think Argo got this one either, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of the first chests that enters into logic and pod, but if you go through the right side, it's also one of the most inconvenient ones to get to.
Now this chest is blocked by 6 small keys. Probably not going to be anything too relevant. Yeah, it's just a big 20. And this chest is the hook shot. Whoa!
Okay, that's a pretty big deal. Great find. That opens up a ton of items. We got Light Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain.
The hook shot would be real useful for Argo right now because he's trying to get through this room without the hook shot, which it is logical to get through to get this key without the hook shot. So, just gotta hug the wall real close and just move left instead of down, and you should be able to get it. But it looks like he's having a little trouble with it. There, it looks like he's got it. Things are how long until Argo checks that hook shot chest.
Yeah, we were really worried about Thalane leaving behind the Ice Palace big chest, but that, so far, it depends on what's on land mode, but so far that's, and on the tablets, so far it's not a big deal, but for Argel, this pod chest, oh, pretty big deal.
He's going to check the Eastern Palace chest at this point, looks like, though. That's what he's coming over here for. Looks like he might go back into the pod after, if there's nothing of relevance in these 2 Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I don't even know what else he would have left after Eastern unless Eastern gives him something good.
There's your tempered swords, and now we don't need the one on top of Spectacle Rock anymore. That'll turn into a big 20. There's the fire rod. It's mirror locked on top of the floating island.
Yeah, not the most convenient location for it, but if we find the mirror while doing these checks, very easy to pick up.
So Lynn's going to miss out on Ether Tablet here with not having the book. You will be able to go into Hera, check these 2 chests and a hint. Whoa! Wake Medallion is in the Eastern Big Chest. That opens a Misery Mire. Oh, man.
Yeah, could have Lamp and Mire now.
God almighty, this seed already. Like, everywhere you go, it's a different breadcrumb to send you somewhere else. Now, both these runners have different breadcrumbs. Argel has the breadcrumb to head over to Mire. Lane got the hook shot, so he has to do all that.
Yeah, both of our runners skipped one location, and it really caused diverging paths here.
Now Thalane will head into the Dark World. He'll do Druid Turtle Rock Portal, looks like.
Yeah, if he has the Turtle Rock Medallion, he can get a single item out of there. It's not a lot, but, you know, it's something.
Yeah, we don't have any keys for Turtle Rock yet. No small keys or big key. I'm fully expecting all of them to be in Janus Tower at this point.
Yeah, they're really hiding pretty well.
Well, Argel now in the Armos Knights fight. Again, this is a lamp blocked logic break here. And it's just a compass. And it's Ether to open Turtle Rock, so we will have access to the inside here. Will Thalane check for one item? He might check just for the hint.
Yeah, I think there's no real reason not to check for the item. I mean, for all we know, it's mirror in there, and you have to go get your fire on and then go back or something.
One other thing, now Argo got that green pendant from Armos. He will now turn into Sahasrara and get something in return. That's the red boomerang. That's not what he was looking for. Ooh, we found a big key for Hera. Big key for Hera, of course, after we leave Hera. And there's your first Turtle Rock small key.
Hey, now we can get the Chomp Chest, too.
Oof, we just doubled our checks in Turtle Rock just like that. I think Argo's going to make that play into Misery Mire here, which we kind of figured was coming.
Yeah, it's what opened up for him. It makes the most sense. He does have that chest in Pod, and he probably knows about it, but he probably is hoping it's not anything important.
Well, Hookshot Cave literally had nothing important in there. So we'll have to come back later once we get the mirror to get that fire rod. And Lane will probably open up, well, he hasn't opened up already. We'll check out Turtle Rock here, get the hint, and the 2 chests can get to it.
Yeah, and you know, Hookshot was saying like, oh, it opened up a lot, but he's kind of done most everything that opened up with the Hookshot already.
Yeah, he still needs the mirror if he wants access to Swamp Palace. Another small key, unfortunately, it's another one to Skull, which we already don't need any keys to Skull. Let's see if Meyer has anything. Meyer is in Logic, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. The Quake Medallion was in the Eastern Palace Big Chest, and we had just recently went through that crazy logic on how that was still in Logic, even though it required all sorts of checks to get there. Now, Argel did check that Spike Chest first, and is now down to 1 heart, so he'll have to be careful here.
Go use this blue potion. Good thing you did it outside the door. You didn't want to accidentally YBA here.
Yeah, it was a little close, but, you know, no problem.
Lane gonna go head back up the mountain to go finish off Hera while he can.
Yeah, I mean, his choices are 3 in Logic checks in Hera, or 1 in Logic chest in Eastern Palace, as far as I can remember. So this makes a lot of sense, even though it takes a long time to get to.
Argel is now done in Mire. There's no fire source for left side. He's checked every chest, and there's still no lamp. And he's gonna need to get that hookshot. That is the answer. I'm pretty sure has to be here in Hera.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way.
Argel gonna probably check Spike Cave. That's pretty much the only thing he has left up here. Just a compass for Eastern. That doesn't help us. And there's just bombs downstairs. That's a nice thing to get. You don't have to worry about that Hera small key anymore. And just 20 rupees in the big chest, so maybe it's 1 Moldorm here.
Yeah. Doesn't matter the mode, you're always happy to get a hint for the Tower of Hera basement. You know, I don't care if I don't have the small key yet. I just like to know when I find that small key, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that could be the small key that's on Aghanim's Ledge now, and we don't need to worry about it anymore. Very nice. Moldorm kill. Let's see if this is our answer. I'm pretty sure it kind of has to be at this point. Ooh, no, it's not. Ooh, I think Argel has the right idea. The first chest on Aghanim.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned that so far. But yeah, there is one chest that's been in Logic for a very long time, ever since they got that Master Sword in Kakariko, I believe.
Could this be the lamp? Lane is heading over to Eastern, so he'll get his Quaking Die in here. Maybe Argel will find what we need to progress the seed along.
Yeah, it seems like Mirror might be more more likely. It would give us the Fire Rod, give us most of Swamp Palette.
Small key to Turtle Rock. Okay, so now we have 2 small keys to Turtle Rock and Logic.
Wow, this this is not fun right now. That does open up Turtle Rock to
Lava chest.
Yeah, you can be forced to, if all the other small keys are locked behind there, you can, or locked behind the big key, you can be forced to open it with just the 2 small keys. So, wow. Okay.
Alright, Argel is heading back to Pod, so he's going to get his hook shot. So both our runners are now going to be in similar positions. I think Thalane is a little bit ahead, but it's close.
Yeah, Thalane will probably end up doing. Oh, the other location is Ether Tablet. Oh boy, that book might still be required.
Again, the book was lamp locked, so you never know.
That's true. Oh man, I guess it has to be the lava chest. That logically blocks the big key, so it can have an item with only 2 small keys. Okay.
Yeah. See, that lava chest is either blocked by 4 keys of Turtle Rock or 2 keys of Turtle Rock if the item in there is guarding the Turtle Rock big key. So odds are, whatever that item is our progression item, whether it be the lamp, whether it be the mirror, more likely the mirror at this point.
Yeah, the mirror would open up an awful lot at this point. Lamp would open up Landmo. And Ether Tablet, but not too much else.
Ether Tablet's always our runners.
Well, logically it would.
Oh, logically, yeah, you're right. I forgot the book was... Oh, God, this is so hard to keep track of what's going on here.
This is a crazy scene here.
Nice armors. Oh, I was going to say nice armors killed him. It's like just missed it by a couple frames there. Alright, so both Lane remember to check the 1 chest in Aga Tower, and that will send him up to back to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'll do the 4 chests in Mire just like Argel did, but we know that won't work out for him.
Argel gets his hookshot finally, and he's rage slashing because he knows that is guarded by 2 small keys in Logic. Which we had 2 small keys for Pade a long time ago.
And actually, if you have the bow and the hammer, you don't need any keys. You can just have access with that. So
that's true. Yeah, because logically you could go all the way around. You're right.
Yeah, it's yeah. He's happy to find it now, but pretty upset that wow. Little does he know how little there is up on Death Mountain until you do a little bit.
Now, when I said we were going to be here a while, I didn't think it was going to take us this long. We're looking at a possible close to 2.5 hours at this point, because these guys still have a lot of stuff to get.
Yeah, and if, well, as long as we're not forgetting anything about Turtle Rock and that lava chest is required strictly, that does open up Turtle Rock keys as something that could be required on Lumberjack as well.
That is right. Now, if that's the 4th key to Turtle Rock, remember I said earlier, the 4th key to Turtle Rock could be skipped, but maybe not. If you're just tuning in, hi, how are you? Yes, we are an hour and 20 in. We still do not have a fire source. Yeah, Lumberjack is not in logic, obviously, because we need two Castle Tower keys and the lamp for it. But the thing is, in all dungeons, you're gonna have to. It could be the Castle Tower. It could still be the Turtle Rock key without the Castle Tower key in Ganon's Tower. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't even blame this one on all dungeons. This is just strictly just Kiki Sanity Madness right now.
Yeah, so as far as I know, Thalane has the Ice Palace Big Chest and that first chest in Aga Tower. It might not be the worst thing if he goes to the Ice Palace Big Chest. We don't know yet if we'll need to, but it does look like he'll be going to Aga Tower.
Yeah, Thalane heading to Aga Tower. This is definitely the correct play to make here. Argel in the turtle room now and having a little bit of trouble, looks like.
Yeah, as far as items we need, we still need that mirror. We still need the ice rod. We know where the fire rod is. It's up on the floating island. And we need a lot of keys still. Quite a few. We still need both Castle Tower keys. We need, it looks like, the big key, 2 small keys to Turtle Rock, Fire big key. Yeah, we still need a lot in this.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need, well, we know where the fire rod is, and we know where the Ganon's Tower big key is. Those are 2 important items that we know where they are. I have to imagine this one small key in Turtle Rock opens up the lava chest, the vanilla big key chest. If I were a betting man, and I am, but not at this, I would say it's going to be the mirror.
Ah, this is another check that Thalane has not yet done, the Agina's Cave.
That's true. Looks like it's running into the cactus a little bit, though.
I think that was a case of being extremely stubborn.
And Argel took a death to Helmosaur, so he's going to have to go all the way around again. Because remember, he's doing this with just 4 small keys, so he's going to have to go through the turtle room again. This is a lot of time.
Yeah, at this point, you might even consider, you know what, it's not in logic yet. Maybe I'll come back later. But it does look like he's going for it again.
All right, Thalane, time for you to do the last check for us. Turtle Rock, vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, and this pretty much confirms, for better or worse, that he is, he's skipping that Ice Palace big chest. Well, first of all, it's not in logic. He knows that, so there is going to be some progression here. But this is pretty crazy. I don't know if I've seen this particular requirement before, where the Turtle Rock Big Key being behind the lava chest item allows you to force the lava chest with only 2 small keys.
Yeah, that leads me to believe that this probably more than likely will be that mirror. Unless it's like exactly the lamp and then the mirror is on exactly the Landmo, and that leads to everything else after that.
It could be pure vanilla Turtle Rock Big Key, and then we get the progression out of the big chest. That could be fun. Argel making his way through those dark turtles yet again, making use of the Ether Medallion with that magic he just picked up. Good call.
Yeah, the Ether Medallion is really, really nice to use in these dark rooms if you're not 100% sure. Freeze the dongos, freeze those turtles. Just take them out. Alright, round 2 against Allosaur, but here's the big chest item, or big key item. It is. It's. Okay then.
Alright.
You were right.
Vanilla
strictly vanilla Turtle Rock big key.
Wow, okay. So that's fun. Yeah, that opens up 2 more chests. So let's see.
It's gonna suck with come back here with the mirror to get access to the mimic cave. Oh gosh.
Yeah, let's hope it just gives them the mirror while they're in here.
Oh, it's a vanilla small key. Oh no.
Wow. All right.
So if the next test is the lamp, that means laser bridge is in logic. Can you believe this?
I mean, it could be even the mirror leading to the lamp, but or something like yeah, this is funny. I don't know.
Oh no, it's not a big key. Meyer big key. Oh god. Well, he's gonna knock laser bridge out while he can.
Yeah, absolutely. So that only opens up 1 more item in logic, actually.
It only opens up the Meyer big chest.
This is pretty insane right now.
Well, something's here. We know where that. If mirror's here, we know that probably it's lamp on Meyer here. So far, nothing here on laser bridge. All the laser skips are on point though.
Yeah, really nice laser skips. Oh, it just slips for the last one trying to set up the game block.
Alright, nothing on laser bridge. So time to go back to Meyer and get that mirror. As Thalane thinks about things, Thalane has been to Meyer. He just gotta go back for that 1 chest.
Yeah, he probably wasn't looking forward to going back without a fire source, but well, doesn't really have the option.
So there's going to be one thing that Argel can check here that Thalane did not. It's the out of logic ether tablet.
Yeah, and given the number of items we still have left, there's a really good chance that it has something important.
He just confirms. He thought he saw it the first time, then he confirms it. It is Fire Rod up there. Alrighty, so tablet. Anything good? No, just a whole lot of money.
Alright, we're still waiting on that Bombos tablet.
Oh, it's the lamp.
Oh, we got a lamp.
Dunvitrious.
Yeah, it does open up the left side here, so I do expect he'll go do those checks while he's here.
So now we can full clear Mr. Meyer. Hooray. I guess in that case it's better than the mirror.
Yeah, he'll get these locations cleared out, and unfortunately won't be able to do Lambo. So, like, Lambo or Bombos tablet, Lambo blocking mirror or Bombos tablet could still be really bad for Thalane. So he's not out of the woods yet, but having the ether tablet not lead to anything is a nice thing.
And Thalane forgot to switch. made it back in time before the torch went out, so that's good. There's your first Aghanim Tower. You're gonna get both Aghanim Tower keys here. And then have to do Aghanim Tower to get another small key. Oh no, Argel. He did the spiral cave.
Oh no. There's one thing worse than Spiral Cave, it's doing Spiral Cave twice. And it looks like he's saying, you know what, that is true, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, he's not missing much, so that's good.
Yeah, it will probably give him a little bit of concern, especially after letting that hook shot go for so long, but he'll be fine if he skips it from here on.
So cash requires the hammer. Well, another small key. Hera. Well, we already know that's not required.
Yeah, and the other thing about getting that key is it increases the chance that that lumberjack key is the turtle rock key. We're running out of other small keys, really. We got a couple Meyer ones out there, but other than that, it's looking more and more likely it's the turtle rock key. Could also be Ganon's Tower key, though. All right, so come to think of it, what does Thalane have left after Vidi, if Vidi doesn't have anything? I'm kind of struggling.
I mean, yeah. Vidi's gotta have something, right? Or it's on Landmo.
Or it's on Landmo.
Which means the lane would have to go back to Ice Palace. Ugh.
The good news is, if he doesn't get progression here, he has the second chest in Aga Tower and the big chest in Ice Palace, and I think that's it.
Back for Spiral Cave here. As the lane arrows down Vitreous. Those Vitreous have our mirror. It has a mushroom. What is going on?
Alright, well, we gotta fill out those Y items first, you know? Can't give them the keys quite yet.
Alright, Thalane, where to next? I'm assuming next will probably be just turn into Mushroom now, or maybe he'll even Logic Break and do Magic Bat now.
Yeah, Magic Bat does make a lot of sense, especially since there are items that could be behind Ganon's Tower that you would be looking for, so you wouldn't want to be in Ganon's Tower, find the powder, and be like, oh, I really should have fake powdered when I had the chance.
And everyone will probably never forget that the Key Sanity Tournament tiebreaker came down to Ganon's Tower Big Key being here, and the only runner to Logic Break it was Zelda, and was able to make his way into the top 8 of Key Sanity with that play. And there's a small key for Pod. Okay.
Well, that's required, just not actually required. So
yeah, it's required, not anymore.
Yeah, he already got all 14 items out of Palace of Darkness. So
that confirms one thing for us, though. Magic Powder is before Ganon's Tower.
Very true.
now we're going to turn this mushroom in.
Argel got his crystal there from Tower of Hera. He's getting to the point himself where it's like, what does this seed actually want me to do here?
More vanilla. What do you know?
That's pretty great. He just spent all that time doing the fake powder, and he says, you know what? No, I don't want it.
Well, it's not as useful here in hard mode because instead of dropping fairies, the anti-fairies give you hearts. So
yeah, you know, especially since he checked the location, he's probably like, all right, that's fine. He is opting to check the second chest in Aga Tower prior to checking the Ice Palace big chest, however.
where is Argel off to? Go back to ice. Is there something in here you've forgotten, maybe? Small key to GT. He's not going to go complete Aga yet.
He only has the one key.
Oh, that's right. He only has one key. That's right. Okay.
I think this means that Lanmo has it. I think we're on the last location yet again on this seed.
Are you sure?
It has to be.
Yeah, I think Argel actually skipped the right side that had the single Rupee and single arrow.
Oh boy, this is really gonna hurt.
So both of our runners are double dipping Ice Palace right now for Argel for 2 checks, thalane for 1 check. We know for thalane it's going to pay off because that's where he's going to get book. Argel is not going to be happy once he gets the items he's in here going to get. Argel needs to head to Turtle Rock. But even then, he only has the 1 key right now, right? He doesn't have 2 yet?
No, he did pick up the second key, so he's good to go once he goes to Turtle Rock. He will get on this crazy chain of getting the lamp, but...
Yeah. Lamp, Meyer, big key. But lamp is the more important part for him because we're pretty confirmed now that this lamp is going to unlock everything with the mirror and Lanmo is what we're looking at. When it's all said and done, we're still going to need Ice Rod, which could be in Ganon's Tower for all we know. We're still going to need another Turtle Rock small key. We're still going to need the second Castle Tower key. Though I think that's it at this point.
Yeah, we did fill out a few items. So yeah, the mirror, the Ice Rod, the second Castle Tower key, and that last Turtle Rock key. Yeah, that should do it.
Yeah, we're only 4 items away from go mode at an hour and 40 minutes in.
So Argel's getting these single Rupee, single arrow checks out of the way. Sure, he
Lane's gonna get this book, and now he knows. See if he does Desert before he does Ether Tablet.
Yeah, I think that's the play. He does start here, but he is pulling out his flute, so yeah.
Yeah. And Argel is fluting up he's going to go back to 1 and presumably head over to the rock. I think that's all he has left, and that is the answer for him.
So there pretty much wasn't anything in these French checks, but we think Lambo has it. No other location really available right now.
Lane's probably thinking to himself, you know, if the seed just rolled, you know, defeat Ganon in normal mode, he probably wouldn't have done by now. Instead, we're looking at probably another 40 to 50 minutes here.
Yeah, this is a very impressively long seed so far.
Yeah, so thalane had just last location in the book, and now he's about to last location. Whatever this is going to be.
Yeah, after last location, the Turtle Rock Big Key. This is... He can't feel really great right now. It seems very likely, though, that this will be our mirror or a fetch quest that gets us the mirror right away, like for the shovel or something.
Yeah, because, like, the 2 items we need for Ganon's Tower, well, we need 2 items for 1 item. I'm not Ganon's Tower, for Turtle Rock. We need 2 items for that 1 location. Let's see if we can get a 2-cycle here on Lambo. No, it's too much. We have our mirror. Yes, we do.
All right, and Argel has his Turtle Rock Big Key.
He'll get to continue on. Now thalane has a lot of options for him. He has all the mirror locations in the overworld. He has all of Swamp Palace. And he can go get the Fire Rod and knock out the back of Skull Woods.
Yeah, I think Thalane might have forgotten to check the torch in here.
Yeah, I forgot to check the torch and the hint. I think he's more concerned about the hints. Because the torch is just a piece of heart. He's trying to grab that. Yeah, the hint is usually. Alright, so the only items we need that we don't know where they are the Ice Rod, Turtle Rock Small Key, and Castle Tower Small Key. We know there's a small key on Lumberjack Ledge. We know that the Ganon's Tower Big Key is at Pyramid Fairy, which we can now get to with Swamp Palace being open to us. And we know Fire Rod is on the floating island. So actually we have full Ganon's Tower access at this point. All we need is the Castle Tower key and the small key for thieves. Sorry, not thieves. For small key for Turtle Rock, and both can be in or blocked by Ganon's.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Given that Swamp Palace is the likely next dungeon you could even make an argument. Heck, there's so many items up there in GT. I'm going to skip that left side. This seed has been too long. I'm not going to take 2 minutes to get 2 items. Let's go to GT.
The sick thing is, you have to go all the way up to the mountain to get the fire rod, just to go back to defeat Skullwood, to get back up the mountain to get to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that is pretty rough.
Thalane is going to check these overworld mirror locations. He's going to do Cave 45, One and Grove Ledge. He'll probably do Mama's Tablet as well. While he's already... Oh, we found a small key. Oh, the troll, it's Meyer.
Yeah, that does increase the chance that that Turtle Rock key is sitting there on Lumberjack Ledge as well.
What other small keys we haven't found? I'm pretty sure we're missing one for ice, and we're definitely missing one for pod.
Yeah, we might be missing both for ice, actually. We're missing one for pod, one for Meyer, and one for GT. So, you know, it's still a small chance that it's a Turtle Rock key, but it's getting larger by the moment here.
Yeah. Almost out of time for Thalane. Just pick 20, and yeah, the pedestal, pretty much the only thing that can be on the pedestal of any relevance at this point is the Castle Tower small key.
Yep, that's true, and that's only if the small key on Lumberjack is not required.
Which, the Turtle Rock, could it be? No, it can't be the Turtle Pedestal, you're right. So, the odds of pedestal being required are very low at this point. We will probably check it once we defeat Skullwood. Back into Myers and get his lamp. There's one mirror lock spot you don't have to worry about anymore, Thalane.
Yeah, that's actually a really great hint at this point. He might be thinking how aggressive he wants to be with that mirror and going directly against Tower. That's an out-of-the-way location that he can just mark off in his mind.
Oh, yeah. Are all the maps going to be here in a swamp? Good thing we already know all our information. Earl gets his lamp.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how aggressive Thalane gets here. We mentioned it, you know, they can get to Ganon's Tower. They do have to climb the mountain a couple times to do it, but they can get there, and every item that they need can be inside there with all of those 27 locations. So, man, the choices here are a little bit tough. How aggressive do you get here? Left side of swamp takes a long time to check.
I'm sure our runners would have loved to have found that hint for left side of swamp.
Yeah, that they would have loved to have that at this point.
Another map. That's 3 maps in here. And a hint for another one. And the lane is going to do left side.
Yeah, this is a good safe play. If one of the items you need is here, you could end up wasting a lot of time. So it's definitely understandable, but you could also see play if you felt you were behind. If there's any location you're going to skip at this point, thinking you're behind, this would be it. So On Argel's side, he's actually taking that lamp and going to kill Vitreous, which is good. But the bad thing is he did not check left side yet, and there was a Castle Tower small key over there.
I mean, he could easily just go back and do it after he's done with Vitreous here.
Yep, he absolutely can. It's just going to have to be something we look out for. He might be doing a skip because he thinks he's behind, and one will not work out very well if that's the case.
Yeah, in Key Sanity, more so in all Dungeons Key Sanity, you do not want to skip anything. So far, the left side plate not paying off for the lane. First check, green Rupee. Second check, blue Rupee. Okay, you could have skipped that. What's wrong with you? Arlo getting down to the Vitreous fight. 8 arrows to the eye, no problem. Gets his mushroom, which will lead to powder. Which will lead to pod key if he wants it. We still don't have this. Alright, so what if the swamp's big as in GT and the ice front's sitting right there? Oh, baby cakes.
I mean, it's would seem to be par for the course for this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at this point.
And Argel is coming back in, so that's good for him.
The only bad part is having to do Spire Super together. Hey, look, another map.
And some more cash.
So literally all it's been here has been money and maps. Okay, finally something that's not money or maps. Just arrows, but still.
Yeah, that this has not been a very valuable Swamp Palace.
Alright, Arlo gets his first Castle Tower small.
Looked like thalane was setting up for the single cycle, but missed the initial poke dash, so just doing a normal fight here.
Yeah, got caught up a little bit there.
Not having any rods or silver arrows, is just electing to go with the 2 tempered spins.
And just bombs, so... all that Swamp paid off was that Ganon Tower Big Key that's winning a Pyramid.
Alright, so Argel is about to finish up with Misery Mire. We'll have to see where he goes from here.
Thalane is off to get that big bomb, get the Ganon Tower Big Key, then he'll get the Fire Rod, then he will, I guess, complete Back in Skull Woods, and then Ganon Tower is a play.
Yeah, I'll have to make that extra trip up the mountain to grab the Fire Rod, but yeah, that seems like the play.
There's a little trick where you take damage and then go on. Looks like Argel is thinking about, he's missing a chest here in Mire, points to his compass check, and I guess it's the bird's chest he hasn't checked yet. Hey, Korek, how much you want to bet that the Ganon Tower Big Key is going to be right here in Pyramid Fairy?
I think it's a pretty good bet.
Hey, look, there it is. How did I know?
So Thalane gonna go grab that fire rod off of the floating island. What will be interesting is, will he check those first two chests in Turtle Rock that wasn't able to get before? Oh, also checking Ether Tablet. Good thing to clear out here.
And mirror makes it a lot quicker to get up to Ether Tablet here.
And Argel making his way to Landmo. He'll get his mirror here momentarily.
Yeah, the progression items that would have been changed is turned to a red 20, not a green 20 like you see in Swordless mode. Because as you see, the Spectacle Rock item now is big 20, where we know is actually a sword. He's going to put off Turtle Rock for now. He's actually, where's he going? You're out of here for Ganon's Tower, buddy. You're here to get a fire rod. To get the fire rod.
Yeah, that was definitely like just a processor crashing. Just need to restart here.
It's one of those things where it's like you're so used to come up here, just go straight against Tower. It's like, oh wait, I'm not doing that yet. I gotta get the fire rod first.
Yeah, autopilot. It's a hell of a thing.
It's sit there. We're still 2 hours and we still have every item we need, let alone keys. We're still missing an ice rod. Now, if this were to defeat Ganon, we'd be set by now. But unfortunately, it's all done.
Yeah, we still need that ice rod and 2 more keys. It's pretty unbelievable that we're still not in Ganon's Tower. We still need 3 items for go mode. Quite the seed, and Argel gets his mirror, finally getting those last pieces together to get access to Ganon's Tower as well. Buy shield on Thalane's side. He doesn't care. You can keep it. Pick it.
He's doing the tear strats here, saving 1 milliframe every frame. Argo's gonna be for good lift because he forgot to. I think he paused because he thought he logic broke the. He forgot to logic break the powder. Now he doesn't have to.
So if you're joining us late, our runners still need 3 items. One is the Ice Rod, which they need to kill Trinex. This is an all dungeon seed, so they must complete all dungeons, and that does include Aga Tower as well. So one of the other items they need is the 2nd Aga Tower small key. And the final item is the 4th Turtle Rock small key. So that's why our runners need those items. They need to finish Turtle Rock and Castle Tower.
Link with a nice swag. Fire rod shots through that room. He's ready to fight Moth and get his 7th crystal.
Yeah, that was nice done by Thalane. He's had some rooms that I know if you were to ask him, he'd say they weren't up to his standard, but that was a nice one. So, right.
Just 50 rupees, so nothing in the back half of Skullwoods here. So we are now bound for Ganon's Tower. And well, if this was not Key Sanity, we'd be playing a little game right now. And if we're looking for just 1 item, we probably might still play that game. But there's 3 items we still need, so we're not even going to bother. You can get your guesses in if you want to try to guess which item will be in which spot, I guess. I don't know. Maybe hope for 1, 2, and 3 to have the 3 items we need. We are going to check the pedestal, see if the Castle Tower key is here. Nope. it's just 300 rupees. That's why we're having money problems early in the game, because all the rupees are on a pedestal.
Yeah, it looks like Argel is electing to get his Fire Rod before doing Swamp Palace. Not a bad idea. He does have to make an extra check just to come up here anyway, and it could make his Argus second phase faster if he executes the quick kill, so not really a bad idea.
One good thing about needing both the Ice Rod and the Turtle Rock Small Key is that one does not unlock the other. You need both of them to get to and kill Trinex, not just one.
That is true. The bad thing about needing both of those is our runners found both Fire Rod and Mirror since the last time they were in Turtle Rock. So both or either of those items could be in one of those locations.
Alright, so thalane and open up Ganon's Tower in 2 hours, 1 minute, 52 seconds. Yes, thalane is a good runner. It's just that this seed has been the most brutal seed I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, we're going to full clear this Ganon's Tower. And oh, there's a small key right there on the thing. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's ice. Oh no.
Here we go.
I'd say we're still pretty low in health. I mean, even in hard mode, you have 14 max hearts to get to. So a lot of them are still missing.
Yeah, I think if you were hoping that they'd show up really quickly here, you might be mistaken.
There's the big key to swamp. Uh-oh. Remember what I said earlier?
Yep, and here comes the fetch quest. So we got that big key to swamp, which is essentially a very long fetch quest. We still have the shovel outstanding as well.
At least the shovel doesn't take them as much time as the swamp palace. It's a big chest. A small key. Another one to ice. Oh no. That's both ice file small keys in here.
This has been just a trip so far.
So that means if you wanted to get all this stuff in Ice Palace, you actually needed to get those two small keys.
I think you're seeing the fatigue set in on Thalane's side with that bomb there. And, you know, completely understandable at this point.
And walking into torches. Nice turn on the chest. Look at that. Now he's like, I'm still good at this game. I can still do these frame perfect turns.
Yeah, I think he bonked a few too many times, blows himself up. He's like, I'm going to do some chest turns. I got to make up for that. And pulls off 2 in a row.
You probably knew I was calling him bad. That's probably what it was.
Argel finish up his last checks here in Skull Woods, getting Mothula down. Has Swamp Palace ahead of him, but, you know, just been a long seed, so he's getting there.
Don't you wish you had that powder right now, Thalane? I'm just saying. Ganon's Tower small. The last man, Ganon's Tower small key. Still not the big key we're looking for. Or the small keys we're looking for. Still no Ice Rod.
Man, that's like what, 50-50 now? I think there's still a Meyer small key out there, or it's the Turtle Rock small key on the Lumberjack.
Yep. Full right side. Probably gonna do Tower as part of this.
Yeah, at this point, he's still missing 3 items after doing the entire left side. So he's, definitely pulling out that cape.
Yeah. So here's the little trick if you guys haven't seen it before. If you have the cape on and you are grabbing or waving a sword, it doesn't waste magic. I don't know why it works like that. It just does.
It's a nice trick to know. And Argo here, he's getting his last couple non-dungeon checks in. I think he's just has Swamp left at this point, and those locations in Turtle Rock that the lane also skipped.
Oh, there's one of the small keys. Oh, it's Meyer again. Oh, come on.
I think that's it. I think that's all the small keys. Except for the Castle Tower one. So that means that it's got to be the Turtle Rock key.
Let's see what else we see here. Piece of heart. 4th bottle. The shovel. Uh-oh, another fetch quest. And a piece of heart. Alright. So the basement did not have any of the items we're looking for unless it's behind the shovel or the swamp big key.
Wow, like I don't even know what to say at this point.
I think there's the one key that's at large that has to be before Ganon's Tower. I just don't know where it is. That's the last pod small key.
Yeah, so that has to be in one of the Turtle Rock locations. It has to be.
Yeah,
I think.
It's the Fire Rod, yeah, so it has to be right side of Turtle Rock. I can't see anywhere else where it could be.
That or Mimic Cave.
Those are all items that were open to us before Ganon's Tower.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a seed where a runner has full cleared GT basement, coming in looking for 3 items and not finding a single one.
And we only found 2 fetch quest items, so that means one of the items has to be somewhere soon, I think. Now, one of them is on Lumberjack Ledge. Could be both fetch quest items for like Ice Rod and Castle Tower Key. You can also remember one thing, thalane is in Germany, so he must just fall asleep at this point. It's almost 3 AM out there.
Yeah. This is,
he thought he might be done at about, 2:30, have a little bit of sleep on a Friday night, Saturday morning. And here he is playing Zelda Randomizer.
Yeah, and on Argo's side, he has elected to skip left side, so if he is able to, stick with that, that will pay off for him.
Yeah. Will he be able to? I'm not sure. We know that's only 6 rupees hiding out of him. I
could see, like, he goes all the way to Ganon's tower and still hasn't checked left side, but he finds that big key and then finally goes back in and checks left side, and it's nothing. Like, we're talking like 20 minutes from now or more.
Only making sure he doesn't despawn Ganon's tower. He was pretty close to doing that. Still nothing. There's a small key. There's your castle tower key. Okay, that's one of the items.
Alright, we're getting there now.
We're making progress. 2 to go. So you wish you had that powder now, didn't you? Arl gets his 7th crystal. He is now more than likely Purify bound first, then Ganon's tower bound. Big 20. Alright, so that means those 2 fetch quest items. We have 3 items left to get. We have the Lumberjack item, which we know pretty much at this point has to be that sort of rock small key. So the ice rod's either in Swamp Palace Big Chest, or it's on the shovel spot.
Or one of those spots in Turtle Rock. I mean, one of those has to be the pod small key, but there are still 2 other ones. There's Mimic Cave and the 2 Fire Rod locked spots. So
that is true.
But yeah, the Ice Rod, it has very few locations that it can be, and with this seed, it's going to be the last place they look. So probably Mimic Cave.
Ooh, break on that shot. Alright, Aghanim 2 down. It's time to fight Oh, not yet. Normally it'd be time to fight Ganon, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, thalane will likely just do Castle Tower right away here, which will unlock a small key on Lumberjack. But after that, he can check fetch quests. He can elect to go to Turtle Rock. My guess is he'll check every last thing before he gets back to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. If it's Mimic Cave, so be it. So our goal is now heading up to Ganon's tower.
Yeah, so he has skipped the left side for now. You know it's not the greatest seed when you're still checking hints at the 2-hour and 14-minute mark.
Yeah, this seed has been oof. And just for the record, all these joke hints, there's a reason we get a lot of them, because in hard mode, the joke hints are much more likely to appear, as opposed to play.
And we do see Argel making the Turtle Rock dip before Ganon's tower, so we're getting some new checks here.
You know, one of these is probably going to be that pod small. That's probably that one right there. Yup. And bombs. Okay, so the answer is either Mimic Cave, Dig Spot, Shovel Spot, or Swamp Palace Big Chest for that Ice Rod.
Oh boy.
We are looking at a 200 plus collection right here, guys. Alright, how many blue balls are we going to get here? Based on how the season's going, I want to say 14.
It certainly feels that way.
All right, it's not gonna be 14.
Yeah.
Well, it's still like 14, but not 15 anymore.
Lane keeping the rhythm for us with his hook shot.
Alright, knock it down. Time to go get that. Where's he going to first? He's gonna go to shovel spot first, okay. Then after this will be swamp. And then we have to get that key and then go to our rock. Uh-oh. It's not there.
Nope.
Alright. Time to get the small key off of Lumberjack. You know that's gonna be the Turtle Rock small. Argle is skipping. He just skipped the whatchamacallit. Tower room. I mean, I don't think it's gonna cost him anything. He just got grabbed by a wall master though. Yep, small key to Turtle Rock for thalane. So all we need now is the ice rod.
Yep, we got the Swamp House Big Chest and Mimic Cave. So obviously there's one that he'll check first, which is not.
Or he's gonna gamble.
Or he's gonna gamble and go right to Turtle Rock. Oh boy. I have a feeling, man. I mean, for him, it's 3 items. He should know that one of them's a pod small key, but given how much this seed has probably scrambled his head, he might not be thinking that right now. From our perspective, we know it's a 50-50. So on the right side here, he'll get his last pod small key and some bombs. Argyle showing us the full right side after doing the Stalfo, so the classic Dark Magician.
So with that key get, thalane has officially gotten every key in the game.
Yeah, that's that's very true. He certainly has. He's almost gotten every chest in the game, so I hope, you know. I mean, he said no to the powder. That's just sitting there.
Yeah.
But
said no to a few other mini items along the way as well. Yeah, the beginning started a big chest. I don't think Argo got it, but thalane got it. It was the 10 bombs. So technically unique item. I don't know if that counts though.
Argo getting a little bit bullied there, but getting him down there. All right, we got a moment of truth coming up.
All right, here it is. Is it going to be here in Mimic Cave, or will it be sitting in the Ganon's Tower or the Swamp Palace? Big chest this entire time, which I actually called when he walked by it earlier. I said it was going to be the Ice Rod.
Yeah,
right.
You did.
Oh! Guess what, guys?
Oh boy.
Back to Swamp Palace we go. Now thalane might be feeling behind now after that, but we will see. He's still very much way ahead. He does not know that, though.
Meanwhile, Argel is climbing Ganon's tower. He didn't do all of the left side yet. But he ran out of arrows, which is not a good spot to do that.
No.
So
time to go dig him up outside.
got 5 right away, but hasn't gotten any more. Getting more fairies.
Got a fairy. I mean, that's nice. We're looking for arrows here. Sure, now we dig up 8 bombs, but we're looking for arrows. For those of you who stuck with us the entire time, we thank you so much. I'm getting tired. There's the Ice Rod, thalane, at 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 15 seconds, is finally, thankfully, in go mode. Now back to Turtle Rock's kill Trinix.
This seed has been quite the marathon. That may have been like the 5th last location for thalane this seed.
And thalane still might be able to squeak out a sub 2 hour 30 minutes here, which is I was joking saying it might take 2 hours 30 seconds. He might be able to beat it just under 2 hours 30 seconds. It's going to be very close. Yeah, get your collection rate guesses in chat. I want to guess for thalane it's going to be close to 200, if not over.
Yeah, I think from the front door to Trinix is about 3 minutes when you have the boots and tempered. So this is, like Ganon, it's going to be really close. He might be able to pull it off here.
Yeah, he's going to have a nice Ganon fight. Remember, even though it doesn't show it on the top there, both our runners do have silver arrows here. Just in hard mode, you can't use it outside of Ganon's room. Alright, so let's try to figure out what chest thalane skipped. I know he skipped race game. I know he skipped library. I know he skipped checkerboard cave. He skipped pedestal, so that's 4. He skipped powders, that's 5. Yeah. He skipped Zora item, that's 6. He skipped Zora ledge item, that's 7. He might not have gotten 200. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be around 200. He skipped graveyard ledge.
Yeah, this will be like a 205 probably. We'll see.
I mean, probably 202, 205. Yeah, a little like it's around there.
Argo making his way up the tower here.
Lane's just let me just get out of here. I want to go. Let's try to guess what item Trinex is going to drop.
Oh boy.
Probably
None of the
20.
key items.
Actually, I want to say Heart Container, only because we still only have like 11 on Argo side. There's 4. It's gonna be a hard probably because there's 14 total you can get, and you've seen almost everything else.
Yeah, we did skip one of them, but you're right. There's a pretty good chance it's the heart container, I think. Really nice first phase there for thalane on Trinex.
Yep. And takes him out, no problem. And he, from when you said it, it took him 3 minutes to get there. It was 2:24:30 when we said it, and 2:27:30 and Trinex goes down. And oh, it's a big 5. All right, last pendant acquired for thalane. All that's left for him now is the Ganon fight, and all he has to do is save and quit, and he will spawn on top of the pyramid. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1 cycle first phase, and he's got a good spot to get a 1 cycle second phase here. This doesn't die.
Yep, really nicely done. Dodging the bats, and we're on to phase 3.
Yeah, phase 2 definitely the hardest phase. And again, fights for trying to do it fast. Like getting a 1 cycle phase 1 is tougher than doing a 1 cycle phase 2. And phase 2 is always the toughest general cycle. Yeah, safest is probably simple as phase 4 with Master Sword. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Argo got his Agatu fight down. Still needs to find a couple items himself.
Yeah, he still has to kill Aga 1, get the key from Lumberjack, then go back to Swamp and get the Ice Rod. 1 arrow in. Will he try to get a triple here? I don't think he can. He get a double here. And try to set up for last kill here. There we go. And we got us thalane getting it done in under 2.5 hours. Get your GGs in chat for thalane, as he is going to be finishing and officially be moving on to the top 32 of the Zelda Randomizer tournament. He finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Yeah, really nicely done. That was one of the craziest seeds I've ever seen.
That was absolutely insane. And joining us is our winner, thalane. If you can get off of muteness over here.
Hey.
GG. Are you ready for bed yet?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say GG to that.
Well, you played well. It just so happened that you needed to defeat the entire game to beat it.
Yeah, see, I personally disagree. On top of that horrible seed, I also didn't play really good in my opinion. Because, like, all that small stuff, like going to pot without money twice, is like, feels like I've never played this game before.
Oh, no, don't say that. Your excuse is better than mine.
It was a very rough seed for both of you for quite a while. You actually both had some significant money trouble. Argel actually had to skip a lot of locations early on. He had to skip chess game and big game the first time through because he didn't have money. It's a little bit rough for both of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I literally have nothing to say about this seed, honestly.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking at this point, is that this seed was absolutely insane. For those of you who were just tuned in, I know some people are asking why is a runner as good as Thalane taking 2.5 hours to finish a seed? Just watch it and you'll know why.
I mean, you did get 2 back-to-back chess turns in Rando Room. I think that's a highlight.
Yeah, that's like the tip of the positiveness in this seed, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the seed was just really bad. I don't think we really need to elaborate on that. I think the routing was okay-ish. The execution was like above average, but not like super good. So I'm okay with this, but I hope I can do better in the next 2 races.
Yeah, you have now officially qualified for the top 32, so congratulations on that. And
Yeah,
you're 1 win away from clinching the top seed in your group.
Yeah, so as much as I would like to relax now that I made the brackets, I'm kind of under pressure still, because Dunker is a really good friend of mine, so he really wants me to beat Kern tomorrow, so Dunker can advance as well. So it really probably comes down to my races tomorrow against Kern for them.
Oh, it's that German thing, isn't it?
No, Dunker is not German.
Oh, okay. In case you guys just tuning in also about Thalane didn't realize this, we had a German-only tournament over the past couple months, and the winner of that was Thalane. So, he's good at this game. King of Germany.
Hey.
All right, we're gonna just hang tight. Argel is just defeating Aga. He still has to do some searching around for a couple more items, but us in chat want to know. We're gonna get to it in a few minutes. The collection rate that you ended up getting.
Oh, you don't want to know.
It's gotta be over 2. I would imagine. And Argel is now paused. He's thinking what's left.
But yeah, at this point, I just want to say thank you guys for commentating this monster and like restreaming it, and for everyone else watching it, and also tracking Nifboy.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane.
Good job.
Yeah, shoutouts to Nifboy for doing a fantastic job tracking everything. I think we found every key in the game, so that was good.
Yeah, I did everything. It's a full seed, like literally everything that.
You left the powder behind after you fake powdered, though.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Vanilla powder. You just leave it behind.
Because I didn't want to pick that up after I just fake powdered. I was like, nope, not like this game. I'm not doing that.
Alright, if you guys want to watch some more randomizer action, there's 2 more races being shown. Over on ALTTPR Randomizer 2, you have GFE 12 versus Pika Pals going on there right now. And on ALTTPR Randomizer 3, you have Prior 57 versus ECMLM. Ooh, that's a good matchup. The modes for those, for GFE and Pika Pals, they have all dungeons inverted, no other variations. And on Prior vs. ACM, they have a vanilla open seed. Go figure. And that's a game 3. How come they got that rolled and you got this?
I don't know.
They got Ganon Open, Randomized Normal None, also known as Vanilla Open. And you got to do all Dungeons Key Sanity in hard mode. Congratulations.
I mean, that's the mode I picked against everyone else, again, except Argel in the game 1. So, and this one got rolled by the bot, actually. So I was like really happy to see that, but now I kind of regret it a little bit.
I know Argel beat you. What was it? The mode that he picked? He beat you?
Yeah, it was, I think, just regular Randomizer.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, there was quite some unfortunate things going on in that scene.
Well, Randomizer is just a terrible mode to begin with, but that's me. That's the opinion of NY Rambler, and that's it. Argel's now back into Swamp. He didn't do left side either, so he might end up doing left side as well here.
Well, he will get his ice rod in the big chest, and if he remembers that lumberjack key, he might be okay.
Look at that mirror time, 141. Argel gets the ice rod, and he slashes away. Oh, but he leaves. Hope he remembers that he has the Todoroki small key to get. Alright guys, let's see this collection rate for thalane over here. 196. Only 20 items you skipped.
I think you should have picked up a little bit more there, man.
Yeah, especially the powder. I bet you regretted not having the powder when you went to the penultimate GT room and just got bonked with fairies left and right.
Honestly, I just stopped caring in the middle of the scene because I was like super annoyed by everything that went on like in the first 1.5 hours. So I was like, okay, whatever's happening in that like remaining time, it's I don't care. It was still a lot of fun though, to be honest. I mean, like, a full clear seed once in a while is okay. I just don't like that it was like super bad with like super late mirror and basically progression in every big chest in a dungeon that you can skip. So like Ice Palace, Swamp Palace, it's horrible.
Well, thanks for putting on a good show for us, and you know, if you like what you saw, thalane put up with a lot here. You know, drop him a follow. We'll get the link there in chat.
Also, did anyone count how many times did I climb up the right side of the mountain? I think it was about 10.
It was a lot. I don't think we counted. We were trying to count how many times you last location something, but that was also difficult to count.
That might also have been 10 times. I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah, this was something else. So Argel might have forgotten about the small key. Alright, so we'll be checking Mimic Cave here. We know from thalane that that's just 3 bombs. And we'll have to see what he does after that. He does need to get back to Lumberjack Cave in order to finish. He might think he has a small key because he's not going to Mimic Cave. Yeah, finding the Ice Rod after this mess of the seed, he might have just been like, okay, I can go kill Trinex now, and well, that's understandable, but it's not going to work out.
Here comes the bad news for Argel. And yeah.
He looks at the door, he looks at his keys, and yeah, he has some bad news.
And at this point, we can now tell you that it is here that he forfeits the race to thalane. And he got the information told to him after this point, so he will not be joining us for an interview. Understandably so, he took a long time to get here, but still GG to him for putting up with this monster of a seed. Unfortunately, he's now eliminated from this tournament. He still probably will race his last couple of races, but again, if you want to give him a follow on Twitch, go ahead and do that. Again, congrats to thalane again on behalf of everyone here at ALTTPR Randomizer, our restreamer T-Roo, and our tracker Nifboy, and Korek, my co-com.
Yeah, thanks, Rambler. Great commentary. We had a good race to watch here.
You got to hear my voice for 2.5 hours. Yay!
This was a fun seed. It showed a lot of what the Key Sandy logic can actually do. So you might have seen things here you never saw before, and maybe you'll never want to see again, especially if you're playing it, but it was something to watch, that's for sure.
Yep. All right, so on behalf of everyone here, my name is Rambler again. Stay tuned. Go check out the other races going on at the other 2 ALTTP Randomizer channels. And until the next time, we're back in Hyrule. See you guys later.